Hi everyone, Gabrielle here. I'm going to be answering a question in regards to what is the most impactful, or what is one of the most impactful moments in your life that shifted you from one direction into another. Um, and what one that came up for me was back in when I was before really working on myself change, getting involved in understanding and living principles. I was very much closed minded, introverted, shy, and I had lots of fears, especially of people. So I was very kind of socially awkward and socially inept in ways. So I kind of just stayed away from people because I had lots of fears of them. So at one stage of my life, I worked for my dad. My dad has his own company. So I was doing office work in his office. And a specific worker would come through sometimes and say hi to me, and I would just be like, hi. And like, I wouldn't really interact with him. I wasn't friendly. I wasn't, you know, cool in terms of just interacting in a normal way. I was very, closed off, not really going to participate. Um, and so another family friend worked there. He actually is my sister's husband now. Um, Came up to me. We were one night hanging out. We were driving in a car, and he mentioned to me that this guy asked him, like, what's up with Garb? Like, what's her deal? And um, in that moment when he said that to me, something snapped or something clicked inside of me where I realized how closed off and not friendly I was being to people and to not participating in um, life, like not interacting with people, being shy, being uh, closed off, being introverted, being in fear, so much fear. So I just kind of realized in that moment, like, you know, man, I need to figure out how to change this because I don't want people to see me as not friendly, and I just don't want to have this kind of relationship with my environment. And so that guy specifically, he actually went on and worked somewhere else, and he turned out to be someone that is not talked about in the company well because of whatever went on with other people. But in terms of my situation and my how he affected me in that moment, and he shifted me into, okay, seeing that I can get out of this mindset, like this closed offness. And that started me on the path to question myself and question um, who I am and why I'm the way I am and why am I so closed off? Why am I not friendly with people? What's wrong? Like, what is going on with this? And that just set me off in this quest, um, questioning everything, questioning who I am and getting things answered. I was very curious. So that was a significant and very impactful moment. And it's interesting because him in the eyes of others, he's like seen as not a super friendly person, and like doesn't in other people's mind didn't leave a good mark or whatever. But with me, he was very specific, and he was there for that specific moment. So it's very interesting how people impact others in such ways that we don't know and we can't even fathom. So how you impact other people is so significant, and it's so influential in ways. It can be. So it's so important to realize what kind of influence you have in yourself and in your life and in your living, and how people are influenced by you and how you're influenced by others. So yeah, it was an interesting and cool moment. And yeah, that would set me off basically into the journey with self-investigation, later into self understanding myself beyond anything I could imagine, studying dimensions, heaven, all sorts of things that I didn't have access to as a child, which brought me to destiny, which brought me to self forgiveness, self honesty, which brought me to a point where I'm able to speak and be comfortable in my communication with myself internally and with other people. I've grown so much within myself, and yeah, that moment shifted me to a life of, just narrow minded fear into living a life here, like being here, becoming more influential in a way that I become a better version and support people rather than diminish myself, and so create diminishment around me through my influence. So it was pretty significant, and that was probably one of the most impactful moments of my life that shifted me from being narrow-minded into the quest of self. Who am I? What's the purpose of life? And all those kind of questions. So that's my story with that. Thanks for listening. Till next time.